Well, hello, beautiful soul sister. Welcome in. You are the magnet. Yes, you are, girlfriend. Welcome back. I'm Veronica Rosa, your emotional wellness and life coach, and this is Cooking with Purpose, where we heal, nourish, and realign ourselves from the inside out, girlfriend. So today's topic is very pure magic. It's how to attract aligned, not just love, how to attract aligned love. So let's get to it because the truth is that you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Sorry. So, girl, I know when my therapist first told me that too, I was like, what? Oh, hell no, this is not what I want. And then I went to another therapist and I was like, it's him, it's him. And she was like, no, it's not him, it's you. So here we are going through the healing process, and we're going to dive into let's dive into how you can become the vibration of the love you deserve. So let's go over why the old approach to love doesn't and isn't working for you. So let's go over it. Many of us were taught to chase love, to perform for love, to settle for good enough, or betray ourselves to be chosen. So let's talk about real love. Real love, aligned love, it doesn't come from begging or bargaining. It just comes from being. And so let's go over how we can align love, align ourselves with love so that it could find us. Let's find aligned love so that when we're living in self respect, authenticity, and wholeness, love finds us. We attract it. So we're not chasing it, we're not hunting it down. Aligned love finds you when you are living in self respect, authenticity, and wholeness. When you're not begging and chasing, you're attracting, girlfriend. So, what is the energy of aligned love? Aligned love feels like safety. It's not confusion. It feels safe. It feels like growth. You're no longer shrinking or settling for less. It feels free. You don't feel controlled. You feel peace, not chaos. Again, the word control keeps coming. And so you feel safe. You don't feel like you're walking on eggshells. To call this kind of love, to call in this kind of love, you must first be what you are seeking for. You want love, you got to be love. If you want trust, you got to be trust. You want respect, you got to be respect. You got to prioritize your peace. Speak your truth without fear. You become magnetic when you embody the love you desire. And the truth is that I was in a very toxic relationship. There was no trust. There was no respect. There was no peace. There was walking on eggshells. I was belittling and lowering myself to not grow, to not shine. And so I was able to flip that and attract aligned love with the same person that I was in a toxic relationship. So I know a lot of women, they're like, no, a lot of us women, we don't want to get healthy, or we look for these partners because it's a reflection of us, right? We don't want to be abandoned and left alone. And so we'll settle for less. And the truth is that if the person is right for you, if this is truly your soulmate, you can start setting boundaries. And yeah, maybe it will get harder before it gets better, but you stay firm and set in with setting your boundaries, prioritizing your peace, speaking up without fear, and respecting yourself, you will become a magnet. And that partner, if it's your true soulmate, will do some soul searching and reflect and will start falling in alignment with you. And so a lot of times I hear, no, I don't want this because it's like getting healthy means I have to leave the people that I love. It's not, that's not necessarily. You can do these steps, be in the same house and in a toxic relationship and just do it silently. Because taking your power back, it's not about being aggressive or controlling. It's about being practicing mindfulness, and practicing affirmations, your personal affirmations, finding peace with who you are and where you are in life, having a vision, and working towards those goals. So now you're starting to set boundaries. And by setting those small little boundaries, baby steps, you begin to start setting boundaries in other areas in your life. And so now let's talk about 5 steps to attract aligned love. So, number one, heal the inner child. So, in my toxic relationships, both of us, he is my soulmate, twin flame soulmates. And at first, twin flame soulmate sounds like, oh, happily ever after. You get married, buy the house and the picket fence, and have a baby, send him to school, and check mark, just check box. Yep, did that, did that, did that. No, a soulmate is going to come into your life to trigger you, to overcome your fears. And so sometimes I'm telling you, I was in a very, very toxic relationship. He was my boyfriend. And then we got married. And then he flew back again to extremely toxic. And I got toxic with him. But it forced me to see, why am I doing the things that I do? What are my fears? And I had to evaluate that. And I did it all in the same toxic environment, in the same home, in the same kitchen. He would go to work and I would go to work. Instead of going and going with my girls and getting drunk and doing all self-sabotaging habits, even just sleeping all day, I stopped doing that. I started to wake up, had a vision. I started studying. I started to get creative. I started to journal. I started to use my essential oils, practice meditation. I started going to the gym. I started to create a a schedule and started to use my time wisely. And I started to say small baby steps towards healing the inner child. And before you know it, he's healing his inner child. And then before you know it, we go from a toxic, broken relationship to an aligned love relationship, which we are now in union, working together, working 2 businesses. We have 2 businesses. I'm at home. He's, out there working. And I remember not too long ago, he said, it's because you don't love me anymore. And I was like, I love you more now than when I did when I was back then toxic, except for now I love myself and I'm setting boundaries. And just because I say no to you doesn't mean that I'm saying I don't love you. It's just saying that I'm respecting my standards and I'm respecting myself. And by doing that, it made him to respect me. And it made him to start respecting himself, to start changing those habits. So heal your inner child. How do you heal the inner child? You find out what is that, those emotional blocks, fear, doubt, worry, abandonment, fear of abandonment is a huge one. And so I have this little Itobi tool that if you're having a hard time identifying your emotional blocks, you can do an Itobi scanner and pinpoint what that emotional block is so that you can start practicing your personal affirmations to break free from the old belief systems that are no longer serving you. So, number 2, set emotional boundaries. Not everyone gets access to your heart just because they want it. Protect your peace. So, I'm an empath, and being an empathic, I thought it was like catering and giving all my time, energy, and not charging and being humble. I thought being submissive was the holy thing to do. So, healing my inner child and setting emotional boundaries taught me how to say no. So, if you are empathic, if you consider yourself as an empath or empathic, perhaps your homework is to practice saying no. That was my homework. That was my homework. It was so hard. And one day I was on the bus and I said it to some lady. I was on my bus from Chicago to Madison, and I think I said no to some lady. She asked me something and I was like, no. And she's like, ooh, you're a B. And I was like, thank you. Because before, oh, for somebody to call me a B, oh no. I would take the shirt off my shirt, my bag to give it to you because here, no, you can have it. And now to have somebody to call me a B because I said no, it was like, thank you. I won an award. And so sometimes to get to that point, if you're empathic, it's like be bad. Be bad because what it feels like you're being bad by saying no. So be bad, set boundaries, protect your heart, protect your peace. Not everybody deserves your touch, your hands, your hugs. I used to be like that too. Oh, hugging everybody. Not everybody deserves a hug. Protect your emotional energy center because that's what, as you touch people, we carry their frequencies and their vibrations. So create a bubble. Not everybody gets access to your heart. Protect that. Number three, number three, embody your standards. Don't just have standards, live them. Be the respect, the consistency, and love that you see. So if you want respect, you need to respect yourself. It could be something as simple as setting a timer, an alarm clock on your phone. And when that alarm clock, when you're not respecting yourself, you just hit snooze or turn it off. You don't care. You're just gonna sleep through it. Who cares if I had this plan? I don't feel like it anymore. You're not respecting yourself. So if you don't respect yourself, how do you expect someone else to respect you? So embody your standards and live them. If you want respect, you gotta be respect. You want them to be consistent, you gotta be consistent. It's a real hard one when at first, because my husband and I, we were very toxic and we did things to each other to try to burn down bridges. And then it was like, well, I love you, and we're gonna come back and try to help this. But now, how do I trust you after you did this to me? How am I gonna be truthful and trustful after I have resentment after what you did to me? So know what you want. And if you think that's your soulmate and that's the person you want to be, you gotta forgive. And instead of focusing on the negative, you overcome forgiveness through gratitude, focusing on the good things. And every day it gets stronger and stronger, like going to the gym and working out your muscles get stronger and stronger. So set your boundaries, be consistent, be the love that you seek. Don't release the sense of entitlement just because there's a title. They don't have to do anything. Oh, you're my husband, you're my boyfriend, you're supposed to buy me a Valentine's Day, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. Cut the entitlement. They don't have to do that. And then number four, create the life you love. Aligned love doesn't complete you, it complements the life already full of purpose and joy. And that's exactly what I did. Instead of going out, I was angry and mad with my husband for doing me wrong, and I'm gonna get back at you. And I did my toxic behaviors, and he was mad at me, and there's resentment, and there's this distrust, and there's and they came to the point where like I wanted to fix my marriage. So I started to seek help, and then that's how we get to the process, of how do we reclaim our power back. I was I was discussing. I was like on my knees begging, please, please, don't go. And he was like, ugh, Once I stopped doing that, once I stopped sabotaging myself and going out for, drinks, getting drunk, and doing self-sabotaging actions, and I said, you know what? I love you, and I don't care if you're at the bar right now. I'm gonna stay home. That's a real woman. I'm gonna stay home. You're at the bar, cool. I love you. I'm gonna trust you. Even though I know you did this, and that, I have to trust you because I am trust. I'm not gonna let that distrust corrupt my brain, my manifestation. So every time I had a thought of distrust, dishonesty, I would flip that script upside down. Nope, he loves me. Loyal, faithful, whatever the thought is, flip it to the positive side and then redirect like you kid, you know we're like little kids, our inner child, redirect that energy. And so then that's when I created the circle of life and figuring out, okay, what is it that I want, where am I dissatisfied, where do I need to start working on. And I started focusing on my vision board and creating those small little daily steps. And so I started to create the life I love. And I'm like, it is what it is. We already hit rock bottom. I've already hit rock bottom trying to tit for tat. And it came to, it's like we're either going to kill ourselves, kill each other, end up in jail, or something drastic's going to happen if we continue on this path. And so I started setting boundaries. I started saying no to toxic friends, to alcohol, to sugar. I started saying staying home. And even though the man was out there doing who knows what, detox from negative thoughts and emotions and replace them with forgiveness and love. Because at the end of the day, it's not about you. Maybe you don't trust them, but you trust God, and you trust that God is putting you in the position that you need to get you where you are going. And that's why, actually, now that I'm talking about it, that's actually what how I began to trust Him again. It wasn't that I was trusting Him; I was trusting my God. And so, aligned love doesn't complete you; it complements your life. So start creating the life that you love. And if you need help figuring out what it is that you need to focus on or how you can redirect your energy, I would love to help you. Just let me know, DM me. Number 5, open your heart without abandoning your mind. So be receptive, be discerning, stay open, but stay rooted to your truth. So I was able to open my heart. For me, that's how I did it is so many. I mean, I'm talking about like years of toxicity with this man, like layers of an onion. You see your chakra system. Let me go. This is your emotional energy center, your chakra. So just like layers of an onion, I had to, in each category, I had to overcome the emotional blockage in each sector. The emotional blockage are the words in red: discouragement, insignificant, weak, insecure, stupid, ashamed, depressed, hateful, critical, skeptical, sleepy, bored. And in each chakra can has a different, it's like layers of an onion where they have different meanings. And so through each chakra I had to go and make sure, do a scan, that none of my emotions are negative and that they are of in the positive: joy, content, respect, love. But it really starts in the heart through forgiveness and practicing gratitude, and then making those small little baby steps that will help balance all the other areas in your chakra system, like confidence, bringing out your creativity, having a sense of security. And so open your heart, but don't abandon your mind. I opened my heart. I decided to trust and have gratitude. I'm being discerning. I'm staying open, but I'm rooted to my truth. And I could stay open and have forgiveness and bring you into my house and all that. But my truth is with God. And so aligning yourself with your truth. And so those are 5 tips on how to attract aligned love. So no longer chasing, you're attracting. You're going to heal the inner child, set emotional boundaries, embody your standards, create a life you love, and open your heart without abandoning your mind. Open your heart without abandoning your mind. So a lot of times we will we will deviate from our values if our needs are being met. So if I value health and wellness, but my need for love, and the love, the only love I can get, or the you feel like that's the only love you can get, or the only love that you want is toxic. It's very easy to deviate from health and wellness to be in this toxic relationship because I just want love. So open your heart without abandoning your mind, your values, your belief systems. Journaling helps you get clear on what it is that you want, what you need, what you desire, and how to get there, and setting those baby steps. What is your truth? My personal needs, my personal values are not the same as yours. My personal needs, my personal values is not the same as my husband's. My love language is completely different from my husband's. So that's also a big one too. I was doing all these. My love language is like words of affirmation, and he has like diarrhea of the mouth. He says all the stuff. Oh my God, it was like daggers in my heart every time. But once I started learning his natal chart, his life path, his love language, and mine's, I realized it's not personal. It's the way he is. And so I stopped taking stuff personal because I know my truth and I know who I am. I know my value. I know my worth. I didn't always. It took a long road to get here. And I can help you overcome that too through self discovery. Journaling and reflecting is huge. So I want you to reflect and journal. 3 questions. One, where am I still chasing love instead of becoming love? Two, what old wounds do I need to heal to feel whole within myself? And number three, how would I show up differently today if I truly believed I was already enough? If I knew I was enough, how would you show up? I know how I showed up when I didn't believe I was enough. A doormat, submissive, over pampering, over catering. Oh, he loved it. And the minute I tried to take my power back, he hated it. And so taking your power back can get ugly, but stick to your boundaries and be consistent. And everything else will begin to fall in alignment. I promise you. Easier said than done, but it can be achievable. You can do this. So drop a purple heart in the comments if you are choosing to become the love you deserve, girlfriend. You deserve it. So let's affirm before we get into the kitchen. Look at put your eyes on the prize. Look in the mirror if you can, or you know, whatever, the phone, the camera. But look at yourself. Put your eyes on the prize. Look at yourself in the. Look at your eyes and deep down in your eyes. And I want you to say this and believe this. I am already worthy of deep, aligned, sacred love. I attract partners who honor, respect, and cherish me. I my heart is open, my spirit is discerning, and my love is magnetic. I am the embodiment of the love I seek. You want trust, you gotta be trust. You want love, you gotta be love. They did you wrong, you want love. You can't be like, oh, you owe me. What'd you bring me? You get a. I used to literally like, you went out this weekend, you get a fine. Give me $100 present and we'll be good. That's toxic. It's tit for tat. Now there's none of that. We're in alignment. I don't even have to chase him. He's like here with me. We are in union doing our business on weekends. We go hang out. We do things together. And so I was able to accomplish and achieve this. So can you. I believe in you. You can do this. So now let's start bringing this energy back into the kitchen. Let's tonight's meal be prepared from a place of deep self love, self respect, and soul nourishment. Because every choice you make in love, including how you nourish yourself, sets the standard for how you allow and what you allow into your life. Welcome to Cooking with Purpose. Fill your body and feed your soul. Let's get cooking with purpose to lower A1C, shed unwanted weight, maximize mental sharpness and clarity, boost self-expression, boost immune system, build confidence, maintain emotional balance, relieve pain, relieve headaches, cleanse your digestion, and much more. Welcome to Cooking with Purpose, where we fill our bodies and feed our souls. If you are feeling tired, overwhelmed, stressed, or struggling with weight loss, anxiety, or energy crashes, it's time to take back control, starting in the kitchen. Today, we are cooking an easy and delicious, nutrient packed dinner to help boost your metabolism, balance hormones, and fuel your body for success. Whether you are a busy mom, battling cravings, or just looking to feel amazing again, this is for you. Drop a firebomb in the comments if you are ready to cook with me. Let's get cooking, good looking. So, what's for dinner? So let's get cooking, good looking. What's for dinner? All right, so I just wanted to let you know that cooking with purpose isn't just about food, it's about freedom. It's okay, so I just wanted to let you know that cooking with purpose isn't just about food, it's about freedom. And for me, that freedom started when I detoxed from sugar, alcohol, and everything that was dimming my light. Back in high school, I was on birth control, caffeine pills, alcohol at school, in school, just to function, which led to anxiety, depression, insomnia, and a whole cycle of prescription medications and addiction. I mean, I'm embarrassed about it, but it is what it is, and I overcame it. And you know what they say, always an alcoholic, once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. That's not true. When you find your purpose, you calm your spirit, your soul. You're no longer needing that. And then you have like when you start following into your path, your life path, you have all this excitement and joy that you don't need that. Maybe you may drink for certain occasions or whatever, but I overcame that. So you can too. But back in high school, it was hard. I had anxiety, depression. I gained weight from the birth control that I was on, and I didn't know it then, you know. Years later, I found myself as a single mom, overwhelmed, overweight, watching my son spiral from ADHD and suicidal thoughts. And that's when I hit rock bottom. I got a DUI. I was like the lowest of my lowest, and I was mad and angry at myself. Why do I do the things that I do? So that breakdown became my breakthrough. That's when I started praying and asking God, help, help me for this. And I started to become mindful and aware of my life, and started to I was angry at the system. Like the system had I stopped waiting for the system to save me or to help me. And instead, I started to study the health system. I started to study our food system and holistic healing, to say the least. I put my son on a sugar detox, and in just 3 days, I saw a whole different child. Happier, clearer, more alive, more pep in his step. Oh, he was a charm. I love him. He's 21 now, but that's what sparked my journey into wellness. No more prescriptions, no more guessing, just real food, real healing, and real boundaries that brought love, health, and abundance into our lives. Again, now my son's 21. Him and I have been medication free for nearly a decade now, and I'm proud of that. My husband and I are now both, who were both former addicts, are now thriving, living in union in love and respect. We're running two businesses, including this wellness company that's helping transforming lives. And so it all starts in the kitchen. And tonight we cook together. Remember, one nourishing choice at a time can rewrite your story too. So now let's get in and let's start cooking. So today we're gonna make sheet pan lemon garlic chicken with asparagus and zucchini. So my eyes are just like burning. I don't know why. This is a meal that's high protein, low sugar, anti-inflammation, and it's quick and satisfying. So I'm gonna take out the chicken. I got two boneless chicken breasts, one zucchini, a bunch of asparagus, trim the ends and cut into halves, olive oil, 2 to 3 things of garlic, one lemon, Italian seasoning, salt, pepper. Let's start. Let's start cooking good looking. All right, so here's my chicken, lemon, zucchini, garlic, salt, pepper. What else did I say? So I started to do the sugar detox for my son. I used to just get up at the last minute and send him off to school. Exercises, the glutes, the glutes. And just shift him off to school, put him on the bus, and let the school handle his breakfast, which they were giving him cereal and just processed and sugary foods for breakfast. Well, no wonder he was acting out. Once I took my power and took control as a mother, and I started feeding my son, once I started feeding my son actual meals, so I'd wake up earlier when I was used to waking up at the last minute and waking up at the last minute and sending him off to school. Now I had to wake up earlier to I'd have to wake up earlier to make them breakfast and all that. And so I found that we're actually eating big portions of meals, big old plates of food. Because before I was eating small little snack size candy bars to sustain me all day. And I was overweight, miserable, depressed, anxious, overweight. And so when I put him on the sugar detox, within 3 days, I noticed a huge difference in his energy and he was like he was on Adderall without the Adderall side effects. And then within 2 weeks, we went straight no sugar for 2 weeks. And then on the second week, we went to the movies and I had the soda, the candies, and all what the normal regular junk food that we used to eat prior. He was on the floor having a temper tantrum. And I was like, oh, wow, this sugar really does affect him like that. So then I went back on a sugar detox for another 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, the third, fourth week, I noticed my hair growing. I started to lose weight, and I was eating big, a lot of more food. I was actually eating food, big old plates. So it's about quality, not quantity. Quality, not quantity. So let's turn on the oven for 100. I don't know if I should put it in this one. I'm gonna try this and we'll see. All right, and then lemon juice, Italian seasoning, and salt. Okay, so it says in a bowl, prepare. Come closer, my dear. Come closer. Come on in, have a seat. Don't be shy. And I'm also gonna change my camera here. What's going on with my eyes? Okay, this is the camera. I'm going to do, so it says that we need, how much of this mamma jamma do we need? We need two tablespoons of olive oil. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. That's about 2 tablespoons, right? I think so. And then we need 2 to 3 cloves of garlic minced. Let me find my little, oh, dropped something. Okay. 1 garlic, 2 garlic, 3 garlics, 4. Wait, almost caught myself. Okay. Garlic, garlic, garlic. This is always the hardest part, is mincing and peeling my own garlic. So if you already have the garlic prepared, it'll be a lot easier. 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. I had to do a little bit more because these cloves are like so tiny. Since they're organic cloves, they're become smaller. All right, that should be good. My garlic waffle. Let me check what fell over here. Okay, so we have the olive oil, 2 to 3 cloves of garlic mince, juice and zest, 1 lemon. I don't have a lemon zester. What do I do? A zest. This is where all the good nutrients is at in this, in the peel. Okay. This is making my mouth so watery. I gotta eat it. 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning or thyme. I love Italian seasoning. 1/2 tablespoon of salt. I don't know if that was enough. Look at your ingredients. I bought this sea salt in a hurry yesterday. And today when I go to look at the ingredients, look at that. Sea salt, magnesium, carbonate. It's an anti-caking agent so that it doesn't stick and get clumpy in the bottle. It's a preservative. And so this is what that's causes like inflammation and stuff like that. I think that's enough salt. Black pepper. Black pepper. Where's my black pepper? Still has some of this. Okay. The garlic. Now let's let our chicken set. So it's just 2 chicken breasts. So let marinate for 10 minutes while we prepare the veggies. Usually I butterfly my chicken and I put it in the oven, or not in the oven, but on the stove top for 6 minutes each side. This time I'm not gonna butterfly it and see how it comes out. Okay, we'll let that sit. Now let's prepare the veggies. The oven is ready. I didn't hear it beep. Okay. Pepper. Now let's bake it for 20 to 25 minutes, depending on the thickness of our chicken. Check for doneness. Doneness. Chicken should be, I don't know, guys. I just feel like I need to slice this chicken because I don't like my chicken thick like that anyway. So let me doctor this up. Get your hands right in there. Give it some love. Now let's put this. So I butterflied my chicken breast. This should speed up the cooking too. And I'm going to add some more Italian seasoning. And then we're gonna put the veggies around it and put it in the oven 25 minutes. Now into the oven. Timer 25 minutes. Starts now, girlfriend. Woo! So how was that for preparing the dinner. So, as we let that simmer, let's go ahead and do three angel messages for my viewers. That simmer as we let that cook. Alrighty, now what's going on with my eyes? I feel a little sensitive. All right, so message for my viewer. Message for my viewer. Ooh, came out right away. Attracting, not chasing. Isn't that crazy? Like you guys saw it. Attracting, not chasing. I didn't even see. I'm telling you, this is a brand new deck, and I haven't gone through them all, so I haven't even seen this card in here. It says, anything or anyone you chase will run the other way because the fears underline chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and a welcoming energy. See, forgiveness through gratitude and bringing welcome energy. Take a screenshot if you want. Love it. Thank you, Spirit. I love you so much. Oh my. I feel so in tune and aligned with God and my guardian angels, my spirit guides. I just love it. Thank you. Message for my viewers. That was perfect, perfect card for today's theme. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, release jealousy. Jealousy is a form of abandonment. It's a fear of abandonment. Jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something, and the universe manifests exactly what you affirm. Let let others people's success inspire you rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. There was something else that came. So yes, also like jealousy, worry, thoughts, those are forms of prayer. So if you are constantly thinking of the jealousy or worrying, you're going to manifest that into reality. So and replace those worries with prayers. You can replace, or a form of prayer is through affirmations, personal affirmations. One more card message for my viewer. That is awesome, huh? I love it. Message for my viewer. Two came out. This one came out yesterday, right? Conscious consumer and bountiful nature. This both of these came out together at the last time too. So somebody really needs to hear this. Conscious consumer. You have the power to heal and help the world with your decisions to buy only products and services that are ethical and environmental friendly. As a conscious consumer, you choose to invest in fair trade and organic goods. You live simple and you purchase only what you need. And that's how I was going back to like purchasing like organic, that I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's so expensive." It is expensive. You're buying here and there, but when you become a conscious consumer, you are only purchasing what you need, and the little that you need is going to be of the highest quality. Also, what comes to mind is like with the tariffs and Timu and Shane, that they're going to have all these the tariffs. Supposedly China's gonna pay it, but really it's gonna be us, the American, the consumers, the person who's buying it, who's gonna be paying it. And to me, it's like, for me personally, since I know about plastic is a byproduct of petroleum, and plastic is what's making us sick. It also mimics estrogen, so it has us and a hormonal imbalance. And so our clothes that we wear, our skin is the largest organ, and it absorbs what we put on it. So the dyes and the colors of the plastic of our shirts, of our underwear, come here. And so becoming a conscious consumer is going to actually help the pocketbook and help your physical health if you begin to purchase things that are natural, whole foods. At least when starting in the kitchen, right? And then you start purchasing other things in their home, like soap and essential oils and all those daily products we use on our face. All of that's riddled with toxic chemicals, sprinkles, even like sprinkles, like the sprinkles for like the cupcakes and stuff that the kids love. If you look at the ingredients, one of the ingredients in there is carbona wax. I showed my husband, he's like, carbona wax. He's like, that's what I use to wax my car. I'm like, what? Are you serious? Are you sure? And we looked, and yep, it sure is. Well, it's just a little bit. Antifreeze. They put like antifreeze and all of our on a lot of our foods. I can't think of what it is right now. of the word of the chemical. But yeah, become a conscious consumer. Start looking at labels. And on the positive side to these tariffs, we will no longer be importing a lot of junk, a junk that takes years to disintegrate unless you recycle. But not even that, the whole years to disintegrate and recycle, and what's going into our wasteland, our bodies. What's going into our bodies is more important. The plastics, like I know I drink water bottles and it says it's PBA, but I'm pretty sure there's still, and there's a lot of things that we can avoid because pretty much everything comes wrapped in plastic. But again, start becoming a more conscious consumers, and starting with the kitchen, and then start going into the rest of your home, your everyday products, your lotions, your shampoo. Yuka is an app that's really good to scan to let you know what are the toxins in the products. I should have done that with this. I'm taking this back, bad boy back. I'm taking it back. And I should have known when I saw great value, because anything of great value is cheap, because for it to last long on the shelves, they got to put anti-caking agent so that it doesn't stick. You see how it shakes? So it doesn't stick, or so it stays like that fresh. They put a chemical in there so that it doesn't stick. Also, bountiful nature. Spending time in nature helps shift you into a higher vibration and reminds you of God's infinite abundance. Go outside and enjoy a walk or a hike with your pets, meditate beneath a tree, garden, sit under the stars, or do some other activity to connect with the limitless vastness. So, most definitely, we will be getting out into nature this weekend. I did start to go for daily walks with my dogs so I can get some vitamin D, and yeah, just doing 15 minutes, getting out, getting some vitamin D will put some pep in your step. I know that there's some people with either health conditions or just their home environment, for some whatever reason, maybe they're living in the cold, or springtime now, but I know that there's times where you can't get out. If you can't get out into nature, start practicing bringing nature into your home through essential oils. Do aromatherapy and breathing in that, and practicing meditation. So taking some time to use your essential oils, make sure they're grade A essential oils, because not all oils are created equally. And you'll see that if you do the meditations, it'll start to help ground you, and you start becoming more mindful, a conscious consumers, start manifesting your dreams into reality through forgiveness and gratitude, and seeing, instead of seeing, releasing jealousy with possibilities. If they can do it, I can do it too. All right, how much time do we have? 14 minutes. Let me pull one more card out for fun, because that was so cool. I love, thank you, Spirit. I love that first card, attract, not chase. I mean, that's exactly what this whole video was about, right? That was perfect. Thank you, Spirit. Give me one more card. So I get repeated messages. Message for my viewer. Message for savings. As you constantly save for your future is saved. Do your future self a big favor as you constantly set aside present funds. This is part of your self care and path to feeling secure as you focus upon your life purpose. So, put aside a percentage for your savings. So awesome. Love it. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for guiding us. Let's see, what else do we have here? How would I prepare the, that's what I should do. I'm gonna do the green juice for the day and prepare some for the morning, because we have people in the basement and I don't want to be using the blender at 6 in the morning. Be mindful, late. Let me look for my green juice. So I'm gonna do apple slimming juice, 1 green apple, 3 to 4 celery stalks, a handful of spinach, and a half of lemon peeled. So spinach, celery stalks, and a lemon. I was gonna do this morning, and then it'll start to get late, and my husband had to leave. I'll make it now. There's 4 celery stalks. Oh, I can't see. Okay, so So I got a little excited with today's topic, so I took a little longer with our talk. I'm gonna try to keep these videos, these sessions at an hour long. But I definitely want you to see this meal, so I'm gonna keep you hostage online until this meal is served, baby. Oh, I just threw them in the trash. Let's see, what camera? Okay, so we have one apple, 3 to 4 celery sticks, 1 handful of spinach, and then half a lemon peeled. Optional handful of cilantro and 3/4 cups water. I was wondering if I was gonna peel this lemon. Oh my god, the lemon just has my mouth watering. So we're gonna do green juices for the rest of the week to boost the metabolism, your endocrine system, regulate your hormones, satisfy. Lemon. So good. We got says 3/4 water. And excuse the noise. Here we go. Yeah, that would have been very annoying at 6 in the morning. Okay. So there we have our green juice. Let me try it. So they say to strain it, but if you strain it, then you're getting rid of the fiber. So I'm gonna drink it just like this. Okay, here we. Oh, you can't even see it because of the cup. Here's my green juice. Let's taste it. Mmm, good. It's good. So they want to drink your green juice early in the morning so that your body can absorb and it can last in the refrigerator up to 24 hours. So I'm gonna make a batch tonight. So in the morning, that's to be the first thing we'll have. This way, green juices, it'll boost your metabolism, your pH levels. Like if you're very acidic, if you're unhealthy and your pH level is like in the red, fives, real low, drink some of this bad boy. You're sick, you have an infection, you have some kind of, man, it'll heal it. Stay away from carbs, sugar, rice, pasta. Do green juices, and you will notice fast. It'll heal you so fast. I've helped so many people. This was a good one. So I'm gonna put one in the refrigerator for the hubby. I'm gonna put a little bit of water because it's kind of thick. And we have 3 minutes in the oven. So this is the hubby's glass. That was enough for two. I'm gonna put some, cover it up and put it in the refrigerator for him. And then let's take out this dinner. I don't know, guys. It doesn't really look. Chicken looks white. I don't like when my chicken looks white. Oh, I thought that was camera was showing. It doesn't even say to flip it. It just says to put it in the oven. I'm gonna leave it 3 more minutes. Alrighty. So you sip on your juice lightly, slowly. Let it absorb into your body. You start healing from the inside out. You start practicing these powerful affirmations. Start practicing being a conscious consumer, setting boundaries, and those small little baby steps daily. We are on day 30. We are on day 30 of a 90-day detox. We're 1/3 away. Already, I've lost about 6.5 inches from my belly and waist, and the weight has gone up, but the weight is because I'm gaining muscle. I'm losing the fat, but gaining the muscle. So it's all about how I feel in my clothes and the measurements. So definitely take your measurements before you start so that you can be able to compare it. And once you see that results, the difference, it's a motivation to keep going, to keep pushing forward. I'm gonna put together a salad. Should I do salad or green cabbage? I think he'll want a salad. This romaine lettuce was born in Salinas, California. Born and raised. I'm gonna do a mix. You can put this in a cup and grow it. You can put this on the cup and it'll grow, keep growing up. Take forever though. Next season, next episode, we'll start growing our own garden. Hippity hippity hop. The mouse went up the clock. All the king horses and all the king's men couldn't get Humpty Dumpty back together again. Ooh, now I'm ready for those microgreens, girlfriend. Gotta get to the farmer's market, get me those microgreens, add them to my juices, my salads. Oh, microgreens are like small little plants, are like this big, that are like full of flavor. And not just flavor, like nutrients. So Let's add a little bit of, drizzle a little bit of olive oil. And I wanted to, you know what? I have a couple of blackberries here that were drying out. I'm just gonna throw them in there for the nutrient benefit. And got the lettuce. Oh, I forgot about this, guys. This is done. Woo! Turn that off. Put some salt and pepper if you want on this. I'm gonna leave it plain since I already seasoned the. I don't know when my husband will be home, so I'm just gonna make me a small little plate. Show you what we are working with. My asparagus pretty much shrunk to nothing. So there is the plate for tonight's meal. Lemon or sheet pan lemon garlic chicken with asparagus and zucchini. Go ahead and try this bad boy with a side of green juice. I'm having a hard time with my braces, so I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to eat this. Mm. Oh yeah, hot, 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 but the so we have sheet pan lemon garlic chicken with asparagus and zucchini, girl, and the chicken with the garlic, a little bit of lemon, the fresh garlic, so good. Asparagus that went shriveled down to nothing. Almost forgot about them. The asparagus is really good. The zucchini, mm, and the salad, just plain romaine. Is a nice crisp. Delicioso. Then today, I'm washing it down with my green juice. So good. Delicious. You will notice you will eat meals like this for 90 days and you will naturally shed and shine. Join me. Join me tomorrow. Tomorrow's subject on for Thursday is the power of practicing gratitude. Yes, exactly what we're talking about. Practicing gratitude. So join me tomorrow if you haven't joined me on the 90-day detox. Download your free habit tracker today. See you tomorrow. Bye. Are you ready to take the first steps to shedding weight, boosting your energy, and transforming your habits? It all starts here. Visit vitalityvalueswellness.com and look for the free habit tracker section. Enter your first name, your last name, along with your email address, and your tracker will be delivered straight to your inbox. You've got this. I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Download now and let's start your journey today. vitalityvalueswellness.com.